think top 16.
I think isn't this also the last winners match for a while?
I think Spy and Kona are also playing soon, but besides that, yeah.
Ooh, Spy versus Kona is going to be a fun match.
Yeah.
But there they go. Actually starting at nearly identical times, that's a rarity.
Yeah, so this race is going to be timed with in-game time rather than real time because loads are going to be slightly different between runners, and we want to make it fair. Hopefully their loads are pretty similar, though, because that would make it a lot easier to tell who's ahead.
Yeah, Flare's loads are nowhere near as good as Chockrit's. I can just say that right away. Oh, he bonked off the save. That's not good.
That might have been the longest load I've ever seen. Not gonna lie.
It's from all that Celeste Flare's been playing. It doesn't know how to load anything else. So you're gonna see in this first level, both runners are going to go and make the... Oh no, Flare screwed it up. Make the hat here, and that's like the one hat we're gonna use for most of the run. Because everything else is slow and we need to go fast.
So the reason they got 5 pawns in that level is so they can unlock She Came From Outer Space and do that level first. Pawns are the currency of this game, and the purpose for any percent is to be able to unlock certain levels that are faster to do.
We do She Came From Outer Space first off in the run, so we can go and get the Brewer's Hat, which is used for a few tricks early on, just to speed up some fights. Outside of that, you're not going to see it until much later in the run. Right there on Chockrit's screen, you see one of the first tricks early on, which is the duplication trick. If you take damage while picking up either a ticket or a Rift token, it'll give you 2 instead of 1. Rift tokens we do not use at all because those would be really slow. You're only going to see the item dupe trick one more time in the run, and that's towards the end of Mafia Town. So right here, we're going to pretend like we're a spooky alien and not just a small hat alien. And scare the Mafia dude out of his lunch money. Because we're the real villain of this game, don't you know?
This part's kind of an auto-scroller. You just get to where he's gonna go and then wait for him. But the pawns that he drops at each of the stops, they're random, so you just kind of hope for more. And that'll save some time later if you do get more.
We are really conscious about the amount of pawns we collect. Like we said earlier, there are levels we have to unlock. By the end of the run, we need about 370 pawns, I want to say. But we only need 100 of them by the end of Mafia Town.
So Flare's around 5 seconds ahead right now, after the second level.
Which is surprising considering how he was messing up against the first Mafia dude. So Chockrit's loading into Barrel Battle, which is our first boss fight. Not really, but the closest thing we can call it. It's really just a rousing game of Donkey Kong.
The game calls it a boss fight, but yeah, it's pretty weak. You can see Chockrit using the Brewer hat. This is one of the reasons that we want to make it so early. It saves around 6 or 7 seconds, and it makes this fight a lot easier. Because those Brewer hits are faster than jumping on their heads.
I believe it also deals more damage. So what you're going to see Chockrit do is just stand in one place. This guy's barrels will never hit her while that's going on.
Heads up, little punk.
Yeah, he just says stand still, and you stand still, but he doesn't hit you anyway.
Stand still.
So Chockrit's charging up the brewer hat. He's gonna use it here to hit this mafia dude early on. That just saves a bit more time, like, once again.
Dang it, Flare, you can't just mash hat changes like that. Come on now. So you're gonna see Chockrit really quickly here quit back to the hub. If he didn't, he'd have to watch a small cutscene where he becomes friends with Mustache Girl. But we don't want to be friends with her, so we skip it. One of the real nice things about this game is that it has an automatic cutscene skip option in-game, which just saves us some nice frames.
Yeah, if you play the game without the cutscene skips, you'll notice like cutscenes at the start of every level and just scattered throughout. It's really nice that they take that out.
Alright, so now we're going to load into the actual first boss fight of the game, and honestly, only one of the two that we even do. 65 pawns going in there is not a bad amount to have at all, so Chockrit's in pretty good shape. Flare a little bit behind at 54, but that's easy to make up. Now, one of the things we do to save some time is instead of doing some platforming that would take us back and forth through the roof there, we just jump onto the light. It helps the little girl no problem. It's a little bit annoying, especially with the Mafia guys throwing cans at you, but it's not that bad.
What you're gonna see coming up for Chockrit, I'm assuming he's gonna go for it. It's a fight skip. You would normally have to fight the Mafia guys here, but instead we can do some platforming and skip a few cutscenes and skip the fight. That saves around 4 or 5 seconds.
Because it not only skips the fight, it also skips the animation of watching the cage go up and down. Now, this boss fight here is one of the few bits of RNG you're going to see during the run, and it's basically how many times he drops the sandbags on you.
And also the angry attack matters too, but that's only 1.5 seconds versus 6 for each extra sandbag.
The angry attack? Which one do you...
It's the one where he like yells for like 1.5 seconds.
Oh, that one.
Right there, yeah. He can do up to 2 extra sandbags and 2 extra angries, so that's like 15 extra seconds that you could potentially lose.
Sandbag's not, or angry's not nearly as bad as the sandbag.
Right.
We're actually about near the end of the fight. Ooh, Flare got knocked into the supercharge. We're gonna skip basically the entirety of the final phase, which I'll explain once the next attack goes through. Alright, so right here, Chockrit just knocked him into his final phase, and now he's gonna run to the right and bring out the brewer's hat. And because of the way Hatkid's hitbox is, he gets knocked off his Mafia ball and ends the fight. It saves a good 1.5 minutes.
Yeah, that skip is really nice because the next phase, he goes into his Mafia ball, and the way to do that optimally is pretty hard, and that would mean even more RNG, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah. That'd be a whole lot of not fun.
So it looks like Flare's around 10 to 15 seconds ahead, I think.
Looks like it. There's still plenty of time for Chockrit to gain back. This is going to be one of the few points on the run where you're going to see runners take a slightly different path. This time it really doesn't matter either going for the sewers or just doing Golden Vault. And Chockrit's going for the fancy double juke strat for Golden Vault. He's going to take damage here so he can pick up 2 tickets, and then take 1 more bit of damage to pick up another 2 tickets.
That trick's pretty hard. It requires doing an STJ, which is a sprint double jump. Basically, you let go of sprint, and then immediately after you press the jump button, and that lets you conserve sprint momentum while doing a normal jump, so you get a lot more distance. That's going to be used a lot throughout the run, especially for big skips.
Now, alternatively, there is another ticket you can easily pick up then go full. Oh, Flare is quite a bit behind on his pawns. Oh, but they're still one more level. Anyway, going back to what I was saying, there is one more ticket that you can pick up, and then pick up the other two. Still got a double dupe on the last one, though. I want to say doing the actual double loop saves a good 8 seconds.
Yeah, the difference is 17 seconds right now between them.
That's quite a bit of time. But
that's only one bag skip attempt, though, so we'll see in a little bit what the race really looks like.
Now, the time rifts in the game aren't really all that special when it comes to tricks. It's mostly just getting the timing down. This one in particular, not a whole lot to say.
Yeah, that's because they're pretty cycle-based. There's a lot of rotating platforms, and you often can just get the fastest cycle, and then you're pretty much optimal on the rift.
A slightly annoying thing about the time rifts is that at the end of each of them, there is a slot machine. And you have a chance to get either a cosmetic or some music. You don't want to get a remix, because that's going to waste 3 seconds. But even if it does, it's only going to waste 3 seconds one time. So it's annoying, but something you're probably going to have to deal with. You can attempt to go back to hub after you get your prize, and that saves like a second or two. However, if you screw that up, you're going to get darkness, and then your run's basically dead.
Yeah, and that's what happened to Fuff earlier in this tournament, which is why he's in loser's bracket
Flare
after the first round.
That's exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah, Flare's gonna go for the riskiest strats, and it'll save him time as long as he gets them.
Now, if he screws it up, that's basically a disqualification, though. So you have to save and quit. So
right.
Be careful there, Flare. During heating up Mafia 10, you're going to see both runners take damage intentionally, because we are going to do 2 different death warps, and that's going to save quite a bit of time.
Barely getting the checkpoint. You need to get that checkpoint before you die, otherwise it won't count the faucet.
The timing on the faucets I find to be really weird.
Yeah, you need to wait just long enough for the hits to count.
And you can't just mash hit, if I recall. There is an older strat that we used to do, where instead of dying after 3, we go back and use a cannon. And while it's a little bit slower, it is safer if you're not good. This death strat that Chockrit's at, we always do, though he didn't take as much damage as he was supposed to.
And you're gonna notice that after this last faucet, they're just gonna run back to the cannon instead of trying to do a death warp here. One of the reasons is because it doesn't set a checkpoint here. It just plays the cutscene, so you actually can't do a death warp here at all, even if it was faster.
This is actually one of the few points of the game where the PS4 and Xbox One versions are faster, because instead of going up the cannon, the timepiece just spawns right down there. And we're almost out of Mafia Town. We just have one more rift to go through, and then we're going to head on to Chapter 3. One of the things you're going to see when they go to the menus is they'll end up switching from their controller to keyboard and mouse. That just makes it so it's easier to menu to get to the next level. Saves.
Yeah, because you can just click on the level right away instead of having to select it.
Guess I'll take this time to talk about some of the just generic movement tech you're going to see a lot of. You'll see them diving around a lot, which lets them do the dive boosts, which is one of the faster movement options, instead of just sprinting everywhere. As he mentioned earlier, the sprint double jumps is a big piece of movement that the higher up players use. I still don't know how to do it yet.
You also saw a slide right there from Chockrit. Sometimes if there's a downward slope, they're just going to slide on it, and that gives you a lot of momentum. And then if you boost out of it, it's really fast.
And Chockrit got it, so he's on to Chapter 3. Now, Chockrit's heading up to one of the more infamous tricks in the run, which is bag skip. I don't know if he's going to go for it, but against Flare, it's better if he tries. Now, the reason we go into Chapter 3 before going into Chapter 2 at this point in the run is that we need the hook shot from Chapter 3 to do levels in Chapter 2. And it's just honestly faster, and we get more pawns doing this route first.
Yeah, because you can just do all of Chapter 3 instead of having to split it up. And then you would do all of Chapter 2. Just happens to work out that way. So this is bag skip. They're going to do an SDJ from one tree branch to the other, and then try to get over to a final tree branch and jump over the snatcher bag cutscene, which would normally take around 40 seconds.
Does he get it?
And he does. He had a little bit of a slow start there, but that was still really good. So we'll see how Flare does.
Now, even though we didn't get the contract and didn't lose our soul, we're still going to work for the Snatcher anyway, because he's a cool dude. We all like him. And our first mission is to kill the Fox Spirits.
And Flare also gets it.
Flare did it a bit faster, though, so that's an even bigger time gain.
He's probably around 20 seconds ahead right now. You'll notice that they started taking damage. That's because at the end of this level, they're going to use a cherry in order to die while getting the timepiece, and that will respawn them back in this level and let them go to the next level right away. And that saves around 3 seconds.
One of the nice things about Chapter 3 is that you can get through most of the levels from contractual obligations. There's one specific there's one that you can't, which is the mail delivery, which is why they're going to select the mail delivery contract coming up really soon. This point of the game does have quite a bit of or I shouldn't say that. They've gone through all the mashing already. Let's see if Chockrit gets the Death Warp. It's not really a hard one to get right. Unless I'm mistaken and just haven't tried it yet.
Yep, you got it.
Yeah, so now he's just going to spawn back up at the top of contractual obligations, which lets him go right to the well. And Flare got it as well.
You'll come with me.
You're going to see at this point... Oh, you can go ahead.
Flare saved quite a bit of time there. The lead's now around 30 seconds.
Come on, Chockrit, you gotta catch up now. You gotta use your meme powers. Ooh, so Chockrit's going for a really not major skip, but it's a hard one to pull off. Is by manipulating the camera. Oh, never mind. Didn't work. By manipulating the camera, he was gonna store that cutscene until he falls into the well, but seems to have messed it up slightly. That's not a bad way to screw it up. Because you can cause it so that those flames never go down and have to do 2 really slow levels. Like, isn't it if you do that, you have to do both Toilet of Doom and Snatcher Boss?
Yeah, I think so, because you can't really bring down the wall otherwise. The reason that we bring down the blue wall is so we can get to Pipe, which is a really fast rift.
Pipe and Village.
Is Village behind the wall? I don't know. I don't know this game.
I think Village is behind the wall, but I don't want to say for sure.
I believe you.
So
they just got the hook shot. Yeah.
See, we're on the same train of thought. They're just gonna do some nice platforming, skip most of the well. Nobody wants to be here. Now coming up, there's actually a skip they can't do now because of the fact that they did bag skip. And that would be if the contract menu came up at this level. You'd be able to use your keyboard and mouse to grab the timepiece and words are failing me, and skip back to menu. but because of the fact that why can't I talk about this? Words. The fact that we don't have the contract means we can't skip back to menu. It would only save about 3 seconds. Flare is 50 seconds ahead. He has gained quite a bit of time over Chockrit.
And he's ahead in real time now. Which doesn't really mean much, but it's something.
Yeah, those loads have gotten better after the first one. So now, even though we don't have the contract for Queen Vanessa's Manor, we can just load into Subcom Well and just go to the Manor. Now, because they did bag skip, they do not want loaded obligations, because if they did, they'd have to do bag skip again.
Or, like, go around it, but...
Point being, it's slow.
Yeah, exactly.
Queen Vanessa's Manor is actually one of my favorite levels in the run, just because of how absurd the skip is for it.
Before they get there, though, they're going to go through this section with the Dweller Bells. And a lot of these parts, they would normally require the Dweller Hat, but we actually completely skipped that in this run. So you can just bypass it by doing some nice jumps.
Well, it's not. They don't even need the Dweller Hat for these because they have the bells. It's more they'd have to blow up the walls with the cherries, and you can just jump over them.
Either way, later there are parts that would require it casually, and either way you don't need it.
So, part of the reason why I think this skip is funny is Queen Vanessa's scary, which is also really slow. So the speedrun community complained about her a lot during the beta. So, during the actual game, they added a skip to just skip the entire level. Just go warp to the top. And that's going to be crawling between some barrels. And just the fact that they did that, I just think is both funny and... not just funny.
The official word from the developer is that it's for families who don't want their kids to play the scary part, but...
No, we know the real
depends on
truth.
if you trust it or not.
We know the real truth.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're going to see the runners both try to jump backwards so that they can get on top of the door and jump over a small cutscene. I think Chockrit, by attempting it so much, though, lost more time than if he had just gone through the cutscene. So that's again giving Flare an even bigger lead. This is another part of the run where you're going to see runners take slightly different paths. What most people are going to do is go for the 2 time rifts. But some people will load into mail delivery here, but that's just a bit slower. Oh, I'm sorry, somebody smarter than me has corrected me. He still saved time by doing that.
Yeah, that cutscene is really long, actually.
I thought, like, the amount of times he tried jumping would have been slower than just...
I think it's like 10 seconds, so... It was close, though. So this is Pipe. This is one of the reasons that we brought down the blue wall. All of these rift levels are extremely quick, so we want to do as many of them as we can.
We do basically all of them that are available to us during this run. For those who are not aware, we do not touch Chapter 4 whatsoever in this run, because it's really slow. If you want Chapter 4 action, you gotta go see the 100% run. Or, sorry, all timepieces. You know, much like every other time rift we've done, it's all just good timing, good dive boost, and that kind of thing. I think at this time rift or the next one, there's a guaranteed intruder alert. So it doesn't really, yeah. If they had never gotten remixed until then, the other intruder alert would load the next time. Which is annoying, to say the least.
So now they're gonna do Village, which is another time rift.
You caught my can't speak bud.
It's hard, dude.
Yeah, what's words? You're gonna see them avoid the really obvious snatcher traps. If we got caught by them, it'd be really slow. So another reason we don't do snatcher fight and toilet of doom.
Flare just did a triple jump. If you do a sprint jump and then let go of the sprint button, do another jump as you're going off a ledge, you can basically do 3 jumps, and it's really fast for that skip. Lets you get up there about a second faster. There's also double sprint jumps, which is a sprint jump as you're going off a ledge and then a second sprint jump immediately after. That's a really advanced movement tech, but you can use it in a lot of places to just save tiny bits of time.
Ooh, Chockrit bonking off the wall. That's no fun. So what Flare's coming up to is she'll just platform around, use the hook shot to get up here. We just jump on the bell. Skip it. Skips all of that. Some people will opt to hit the bell just so the platform under it is solid, which is safer, but Flare's fast. And now we're entering the third-person shooter level of the game, mail delivery. Yeah, this game gets really violent. We throw presents at kids.
Flare's gonna use keyboard and mouse here. It's just a lot easier to aim, and I think that the aiming is inverted on controller, so
It is.
people don't like that at all.
I use controller just because I can't get used to the keyboard and mouse on this game. Like, even during this part, because I don't know the controls at the top of my head. But I'm also just bad. But
Yeah, I actually remapped my controls just to make this part easier.
I probably should do that. But this is definitely much faster than controller, because it also moves really slowly.
You're gonna notice that Flare, he paused right before the contract came up, and that put it up on the screen while he had control, and that let him exit the level slightly earlier.
That's actually the first time I've seen that specific mail delivery path. I've seen people just take a slightly different one.
There's a lot of different routes. I think that one's like a second faster than another common one.
So now we're going to enter Battle of the Birds, aka Metal Gear Bird, or Metal Gear Girl, whatever you want to call it. Point being, we gotta do a sneaking mission. You're gonna see here, Flare is going to get a really big fine because Heckit is doing an illegal right now. But it's okay. We get it taken care of later.
Flare's lead right now is around 1.5 minutes. It's pretty significant, but there are definitely things that could go wrong that could still give Chockrit this race.
It's really gonna come down to who chokes more. Now, if you dive boost into those sandbags, you actually keep your momentum and it's really fast. Just some really nice movement tech. You also see Flare intentionally die there, and then it warps him to the next area.
Yeah, you did that after hitting a checkpoint, which skips a huge chunk of this level.
Flare avoiding the Terminator bird. For context sake, most of the birds, you have a safety period between them seeing you and getting caught. That one and one other, if you're seen, it's game over. They caught you. You're taking that hit. This is the point of the game where you're going to spend a lot of time mashing through text. Because this is the most story-heavy part.
Yeah, the story of this chapter is that the conductor and DJ Grooves are battling each other out to win the movie award. So they're each making movies where Hat Kid stars in them. They're each going to have 2 different movies, and we're going to do all of the movies in this chapter.
Oh no, Chock. Well,
yeah, there's a backup here. If you
I didn't know about that.
If you hit that checkpoint and void out, you can save yourself.
Alright, I learned something new today.
Yeah, next time you fall down there, you'll be saved.
I've
Thank
never fallen,
Chockrit.
so I didn't know that was an option.
We need to.
Nobody gonna draw anything on their passport? Probably a good idea.
Flare is doing Murder on the Owl Express. This is the first of the movies. This one's a detective type thing, but we can just beeline straight towards the end, not get any of the clues, and just finish it off. There will also be a pretty big skip halfway through.
If you've ever played Psychonauts, the crows there are a reference to Psychonauts. I really adore this level. It's not my favorite speed-wise, but just casually. So here we're going to see another route difference. Chockrit's going for the Gallery Time Rift, one of the last ones we're going to do. Again, it really doesn't matter at this point in the run where the order they go in. Just so long as they have 30 timepieces for the Conductor's second level and 150 for DJ Groups.
Puns, not timepiece, but yeah.
Oh, my apologies. Doing a lot of collecting.
In terms of timepieces, they're going to need 25 to get to the finale, and that's the ending percent of this game. So that's pretty much what they're just doing the whole time.
Flare pulled off the skip, where basically by doing some platforming, we hit a button and end up in one of the final rooms of the level already. And he's gonna do one more jump to skip another chunk of the level, and he's almost done.
You'll notice these clocks pop up, but there's no actual timing in this level. It just appears whenever you go through certain doors. So it's kind of this artificial thing to make you feel rushed when you're playing casually, but in reality, it's nothing. All you're trying to do is get out of that last door because that's what ends the level.
So what we're supposed to be doing is collecting evidence on who was the actual murderer, but because we ignore all the evidence, it just says the Conductor's the murderer instead.
No matter who you picked, you'd be right. Sorry for the spoiler, but
Personal favorite is Hat Kid herself.
yeah, and you can also pick the victim. Makes perfect sense.
Yeah, no, this level
I think
is
it's really clever.
funny. Honestly, even if you're not interested in this game speed-wise, I highly recommend it as a casual game, especially if you like old-school platformers.
And there's going to be free DLC this year.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on that. Do we have any confirmation on when it's coming out?
My guess is like December 31st.
Man, Gears for Breakfast, you can't do that to us.
Jonas has been hyping it up though. He's the main developer. So I'm expecting something amazing.
And before the DLC is actually faster than a lot of the main game. And the route changes quite a bit. We get that sub 40. So what you're gonna see Flare do here is Hat Kid is gonna become the greatest diva in all the land by saying hi to all the penguins, picking up some yarn, get her picture taken. Hat Kid is second cute. This route Flare's taking is actually a fairly new one. By picking up that endorsement, it actually spawns the dog over here, which isn't supposed to be the case. And it keeps us from having to mash as much.
Yeah, it's like 4 seconds faster. This level is really cool because it's pretty open-ended. There's a lot of different things that give you points, and trying to figure out the optimal route was really interesting.
Oh, now one of the things that happens in Owl Express, going back for a second, that both Chockrit and Flare avoided, when Flare did the jump to get to the final area, he jumped on a door, then landed, then jumped again to get to the platform. If you screw that up, you're going to lose the key into the door and waste some time. I saw that happen twice in this tournament.
Yeah, if you're trying to get on that door after you fall down, don't jump like into it. You don't want to open it.
Now, there's another key in there, so all hope isn't lost, but that's a bit of a time lost you don't need in your life. How blind skip when?
Flare is doing a really beautiful gallery route. He was practicing this immediately before the race, and he said he got a 28. Yeah,
And
there's
still got the
another 28.
Great job,
What
Flare.
a legend.
I hope I can play Celeste as fast as Flare. I'm only making fun of Flare making fun of Flare for playing Celeste so much because he has not played Hat in a little while. Flare is gonna most likely load into Train Rush, which is a speedrunner's dream, where it's just some really nice, really fast platforming. I think the devs did an event involving that level back when this game was in beta.
This level was part of the speedrun event that was like a month before the game came out. So it was clearly like speedrun friendly level from the beginning. And it's really cool. It's one of the hardest levels to do optimally.
This level's also one of the reasons that we use the hook shot here, or need to get the hook shot, because we can't even start the level without it.
Yeah, I think it's the only level that requires hookshot in this chapter, but it's enough to do chapter 3 first.
Then it gets us more pawns. So what's going on here is, to make the best movie ever, Conductor is blowing up his precious train, and we're here to stop it. Ooh, I thought Flare missed that jump.
Yeah, there's a different strat that you can do there where you just run off and land on that platform, but he opted for an STJ instead. Slightly slower, but if it's consistent.
I'm convinced Flare is a madman with some of the tricks he's been doing. I think it's a good minute, 15 seconds now between the two of them.
It might be slightly more than that because of the route, but I'm not really sure.
Oh.
We'll see at the end of this chapter, but I'm pretty confident that Flare is substantially ahead.
Oh yeah, for sure. But still don't count Chockrit out yet. Because one of the biggest... Oh, never mind, gotta count him out, he's fallen. I'm kidding. But two of the biggest run killers are coming up fairly soon. Actually, 3 of them. I'd count Parade as run killer.
Yeah, you can fail a death strat for sure.
Yeah, Chapter 2 is at what I'd consider the most dangerous chapter in the game when it comes to time loss. So now Flare is going to load into one of the final time rifts, which is Murder on the Owl Express. Actually, I think Murder on the Owl Express rift is really interesting as a time rift, just from the amount of movement I've seen high-level players do.
It is probably the most cycle-based rift in any percent, though. As long as you get the best cycle, your movement doesn't actually matter until you get onto the rotating gear near the end.
Oh no, Chockrit missed a yarn somewhere.
Did he really?
Yeah,
I wonder
because
which
he
one it
can't do
was.
Ice Hat. I'm not sure myself.
That is really weird.
So he can't do Parade Death. Where did he miss it? Now I'm just confused.
I don't know. I wasn't paying attention closely.
I don't think I was either. Oh, he missed a picture perfect yarn. Oh no.
There is still a backup yarn that he can get, but it won't be enough for doing Ice Hat on Parade.
So he can't do Death Skip. That's even bigger time loss. What do you do, fellow Express Owl? Chockrit, where are you going?
I think he was checking if he missed the yarn. Maybe?
Oh, okay, that would make sense. Oh, no.
I don't know what that was.
I think he got caught while he was trying to do other things. Good question if the picture perfect yarn is in Parade. I don't know.
I don't think so. Otherwise we'd get it. Pretty sure
Well,
I
I mean-
checked that before.
Oh. Rip. Yeah, going to Sonic Yellow, nope. So, yeah, no, this is going to be slow for Chockrit. What is happening on his screen? Why is he... Okay. Oh, okay, I think they've reset the cycles. Now I understand.
I'm not sure I understand.
Let me check my
Anyways.
Discord.
In the meantime,
It looks like...
Flare did was he set his stuck warp position, and then he went on tight ropes, which don't reset the stuck position. So now he's going to get stuck under the roof, and it'll teleport him, and that'll let him hit this dial faster.
So I just checked the Discord. Chockrit is forfeiting because of this. I'm sorry to hear that.
That's unfortunate. We'll see what time Flare gets, though.
So this is Big Parade. Honestly, my least favorite level in the game, casually and especially the speedrun. This is essentially a 4-minute auto-scroller. So I think we've done it under 4 minutes now. So now one of the annoying things that's going to happen is the floor is going to become electrified and will cause Hatkid to take damage. On top of already having to deal with the crowd floor and the owls chasing her. Yeah, no, this level's just plain annoying.
What Flare just did again is he set his stuck warp position onto that the wooden rod thing. Now he's going to move over to this float. This does not update the position that'll reset you at, so he's just going to wait for the next phase to start, and then he'll get stuck again and it'll warp him. This level is mostly an auto-scroller while you're waiting in between the phases. There's really nothing you can do, but they're going to just go around collect puns instead of doing that.
This is the final point in the game where you need to make sure you have a correct pawn count, and you need 50 to unlock the third to last level we do. Ooh. Okay, so that was making sure that Flare's position got reset correctly. That's one of the tricks that I am not aware of yet.
Yeah, it's pretty new. I think it was like
a week or two ago that they found it. It's actually, I only just started running the game maybe a month ago now, but it's insane how much it's changed in that 1 month.
Yeah, the top players are really active, which is cool. You don't really see that with too many games. With
World record's gone down like 3 or 4 times recently.
Yeah. Flare's about to do the ice hat death. This is pretty much the same as what we saw earlier in Contractual Obligations. It'll let him die, and then he'll respawn back in this level. And since he already got this timepiece in Train Rush, the Moon Rift is actually going to appear here, and he'll just be able to answer that.
Now, that's a really dangerous death warp to go for, because if that gets screwed up, you're sent back a good 40 to 50 seconds.
Yeah. It does save 13 seconds if you get it, though. He's going to do another death here. And if he dies at the end, it'll just let him exit to hub faster.
Instead of going through the slot machine.
Yeah.
This is actually, I think, the level with the least, that's the least cycle-based. And it's more just some platforming.
Let's see if he does the SDJ here. Yeah. I don't think he didn't get enough height. You can do an SDJ there and get onto that fence. Slightly faster.
Yeah, so instead of hitting the buttons, we just hop the fence and end up in there. And now he's going to get knocked into the timepiece again. Those owls give really crazy knockback, and that's why I hate them. They are the actual worst.
It does make the strat easy, though. It's the one good thing.
And now we're going to enter the hardest split in the game. It's the least free. Nobody ever golds on it. But this is the reason we want Conductor to win, which I haven't brought up before. His speech is slightly shorter. And that's it. That's the hardest split.
So that's it for Battle of the Birds. Flare's not going to go back to Mafia Town, and he's going to finish up cheating the race, as well as doing another time rift in the spaceship, which is mailroom. That's another reason that we get the ice hat. You can enter mailroom.
I joke about of the finale of Chapter 2 being the hardest split, but this is what I'd actually call the hardest split.
Hey.
Hey.
So I'm an idiot, and I practiced a strat for 4 hours that doesn't get the yarn in picture perfect, and had no idea that that was what was happening. So I tilted off the face of the earth and quit.
Oh.
Sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah, that's what happened. Is going around the left side. I timed it, and I practiced it, seeing that it was the exact same speed, forgetting that the yarn doesn't exist in my practice file. That's what happened.
Didn't I reply to you in the Discord and say, like, I'm pretty sure this missed the yarn? I don't know if you ever saw
You didn't
that.
say anything about the yarn.
I can find the message.
I don't remember.
But whatever.
I don't remember seeing anything about the yarn. Is why. So I'm dumb. All I remember is I posted the video and you said thank you. So.
No, I said it after.
Well, then I haven't been on the Discord.
I should have tagged you.
Yeah.
That was my fault.
So to really quick talk about what just happened. That was cheating the race. We're supposed to get a time stop hat to make that doable, but we just do some really nice movement and skip it and just do the race legitimately. Hackett's not a cheater.
So if he soft locks, do we get to redo the race?
Good question. I assume
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
hate
he's the TO, so I don't know, but
Yeah.
we'll make him.
That's freaking dumb, dude. I'm so mad. Because at that point, it was like, people in the Discord were saying I should have continued, but it's like, okay, so I wouldn't have gotten the death in Parade, I wouldn't have gotten the death warp there, so I would have lost another like 10, 15 seconds on top of the 50 seconds I was already behind, and then I also like lost a bunch of time trying to look for the yarn. I thought I might have missed it in Murder, but yeah,
Look,
there was.
you could have hoped for a finale fail.
I could have, but he's not.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see if your decision was justified.
Well, as long as he finishes, then my decision was
Yeah, but I
justified, 'cause I already alt F4'd, so I already technically broke a rule.
Yeah, but I mean, if you could have kept going and he ends up failing finale, then maybe there's some regret there. Who knows?
Yeah. It's rough, dude.
So, how'd you feel about the run before the yarn?
I tilted in Village Rift as well when I bonked, and I fell at the very beginning. There was no backup there. That the spinning platforms were on like a very bad cycle.
Yeah, I don't know the backup strat either for that.
I've never bonked there.
The
either,
last
so it's
time
like...
I missed that cycle was like my second run, and I didn't know what to do. So since then, I just hope it doesn't happen.
Exactly. I haven't bonked there since starting running this game in October, so I have no idea what to do there.
So Flare is entering finale here. We get a whole lot of conveniences. Like conveniently, there's a hole we can bounce through. Conveniently, we can wall jump up here, and conveniently, the ceiling's solid. Basically meaning we can skip the entire level without needing the Dweller's Hat. According to Sonic Yellow, there is no backup strat for bonking where you did.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, you just reset.
So yeah, I tilted there, and then there were a couple other things. My Deadwood Studio was bad. Yeah. Flare just has better strats than me and has been playing this game more consistently for the past 3 months, So
I don't know what you're talking about.
like-
Flare is a Celeste speedrunner and nothing else.
yeah,
That in time's not real.
like I literally haven't done I haven't streamed runs of this game since my Caliton run because I've been so backed up for school. So like I've been out of the loop with strats. I've been out of the loop with consistency. Flare was gonna win this race either way.
Yeah, it seems like he's gonna get the full slide.
Yeah.
Flare's been dodging some holes that lets you just keep sliding.
Yeah, they're kind of finicky, like janky physics and whatnot from being out of bounds.
If you were to fall down one of those holes by mistake, that is a soft lock, and that would make you skip back or go back to hub, and that's a big time loss. But Flare has made it to the final boss. So one of the things for the first phase of the final boss is you're going to try to get as many hits in a row in as you can. Doubles are the most common, but sometimes you can get a triple or even a quadruple if you're lucky.
The doubles happen when she does the purple circle underground attack. We're not actually gonna see it because every time he's just gonna skip it by doing a double. You can do them in the first phase and the cherry phase.
So right now I'm going to apologize for the bitrate because nothing we can do about this. It's just going to be murder in your eyes. So one of the things you're going to see Flare do is throw brewer hats around so that he can get in hits where you normally couldn't do them.
This next phase is pretty luck-based. Just like Mafia Boss, the attacks that she does are in a random order. And because of each of the shields puts her like back in the shield, and then you have to wait for the cherry to appear. It wastes time if she does that a lot. So as few cherries as possible is ideal.
Oh, got a double in there, which is pretty good. Excuse me.
You can do the doubles with the brewer hat on both the underground attack and the shockwave attack. But because the attack order matters and it's kind of random, you're not really guaranteed to get those.
Mustache Girl's being mean after that first hit. She is not.
Ooh.
Oh, and now she's stuck on the floor.
I think that happened in his PB too, so wonder how he feels.
This Flare's PB right now. 45.
Let's see if he goes for Noak potion.
45-10, yeah, no, Flare's not PBing in this race. So now Flare's in the final phase, where the villains realize, oh hey, we give out heart pawns and we kill ourselves. Let's kill ourselves and make Hat Kid invincible. She can turn back time anyway. And so with that, Hat Kid is invincible, you cannot lose in this final fight. You can, however, lose time.
He's gonna go for double hits again. That skips the shockwave attack. This is pretty good so far. Ooh.
Got hit by the slap. Come on, Flare, what are you doing?
This phase is actually pretty difficult even though you can't take damage because there's so little time between the attacks.
Flare did that really fast, though.
This is a 45, which is really impressive for a tournament run.
And that's it, a 45-55 by Flare. Congratulations to both runners. Let's see if we can get Flare in here to join us for an interview.
Flare moves on to winners round 4, where he's going to face Non. And Chockrit goes to loser somewhere. I
I'm
don't know.
going to fight the winner of Headstrong and Only Friendly Guy.
You got this. Easy win.
Easy
Maybe.
win if I'm not a dingus.
Next time you won't miss the yarn, so you already
Next
have
time I won't miss the yarn. Like I'll know to like go up to the right side. I'm so mad at that too.
I don't blame you. Alright, come on in, Flare. Whenever you're ready. Now, is Flare gonna help the mustache girl, or not help the mustache girl? It changes the animation and whether or not you're a really good person or a vindictive. And Flare does not help mustache girl.
Never.
You don't help her. She just causes trouble. She causes trouble.
I should have had the frickin' chat open, dude, because apparently people were in the chat telling me what yarn I missed.
Chat's pretty good about that.
Chat's good at that, dude. I'm so dumb.
Chat knows more about this game than I do. Welcome, Flare. Congratulations on your win.
Hey, thank you.
Hi,
Post a
Blair.
legendary run. You got a 28 gallery.
I did. I did say that I would do that, and I did it. I knew you were thinking about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, if anyone had doubts about why I quit, there's no reason for me to not have quit because my PB is 2 minutes worse than his run. So, yeah.
Can we talk about those cherries, though? Have you ever seen cherries that bad before?
Yes, I've seen mine.
I don't blame you for not wanting to help Mustache Girl. She was mean to you that run.
I didn't get any double hits, and the cherry was too late for me to hit one of them, and she went in the floor one time. All in one. That's probably like 7 cherries.
Good
In
job,
my
Flare.
PB, I had an attack where they just didn't throw the cherry until the next one. I don't know why that happens.
According to chat, Flare, you just guaranteed yourself some bad RNG next run.
You mean good RNG? Why should I get triple bad RNG? That was awful. That should be karma to have good RNG next time.
No, you're never having good luck again.
I could
Yeah,
see that.
You used all of your luck.
I mean, I've pretty much never had a good finale on like a PB pace run before.
And you never will. Sorry.
Yeah, I agree.
Our own gods are against you.
I just have to be immaculately better at the rest of the game.
But yeah, Flair was gonna. He was gonna beat me. So
That was a pretty good run. That was like way better than I expected to do. Like, okay, most of my time loss from the entire run was in Mafia Town alone. Like, I was in Mafia Town. I was like forgetting how to play the game and everything. I was plus 25 out of Bazaar. And by the time I got to like Picture Perfect, I was like plus 23. So I'd like actually save time over my PB for the like big chunk of the run, which I would have not expected to do on something that was basically a D-Rust.
and despite all that, he had to lead the entire game. So, oh well.
Look, now you just gotta combine your hat skills with your Celeste skills and become the ultimate speedrunner.
I already am the ultimate speedrunner.
Oh dang, that is a bold claim.
See me when I win this tournament, alright?
Oh, you hear that, boys and girls?
Does it count if you're the one hosting it? I think you
Yeah.
cheated.
I think you cheated if you won.
I won't give the prize to myself. but
Is
it's
there a
still
prize?
I didn't know there was a prize.
There's a prize.
There's gonna be one. I made this claim already. It doesn't exist yet, but it will at some point.
Sure.
Who provides
sure.
the prize?
Probably me. I mean, I don't
Oh,
know what it is, but it's gotta be something.
Just
pretty sure
choose
it's-
what it is depending on who wins.
Cyclone also owes us a surprise on September 31st. Do not let him forget.
Yeah, like if I win, then you give me $1 million. If anyone else wins, they get like a T-shirt.
Yeah, that's fair.
Sounds like a good idea.
A TJ Groof's body pillow. No.
Ooh,
Alright.
for like second and third, I could like buy them like the official like Hat in Time logo shirt.
Dang, that actually wouldn't be a bad prize.
That's a solid idea.
I think that I have that like downstairs right now in my mailbox. Actually, I've been waiting on that order. But yeah, I don't know if they've got something else coming up on Speed Gaming too. We have to pass them off.
I don't know. When is our next race? Now that I think about it.
I think
it's, like, Thursday.
I think it's Spy. I think it's Spy versus Konasumi.
Yeah, but it's in like 5 days, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have another. Oh no, sorry, we have.
Race tomorrow. Okay, so the people that I get to find out who I play against tomorrow at noon.
Oh.
That's who's racing, and then Patwa and Anime Fan as well tomorrow.
Oh, there's a lot of losers matches. The next winners match is in 5 days, though.
Yeah.
Don't count these losers out just yet. And there goes the rest of the villains, plummeting to Earth.
Did you say anything about that? Did you say anything about that TSJ that I did in Mailroom?
You did a TSJ in mailroom?
You didn't notice?
No.
Dude, that was like the smartest thing I've ever done.
I was gonna say, I was pretty impressed by that mailroom.
Did you mess up something?
Yeah,
and have to TSJ
You got
back
a
up?
21 mailroom.
Yeah, I missed the fast cycle, so I landed on a different gear, and I TSJ'd off of it, and I still made it up.
Good job.
It was clean.
Yeah, see, I've never done a TSJ, so.
It's okay, neither have I. I don't even think I've done an SGJ.
Yeah, no, see, Flare, you're just like better at the game, and this kind of proved it. So here's the question, right? Because I basically quit out, but if you had soft locked and had to quit out as well, who would win? Because that was basically what I was praying for. I was praying you were gonna like soft lock in finale.
I don't know how I would play that out.
Would
Like,
we just?
what kind of soft lock? Because like I would have to like, it would have to be a thing that would force me to actually fully quit out of the game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But even then, like if it stopped you from finishing the run, neither of us finished. So
Basically, if you
it
had
would be
pulled a
enough to-
fluff.
Yeah, if you pulled a fuck or something.
I think you'd both lose.
I think we both lose. Do we replay the match?
We both just lose at the same time.
We both would lose.
I'd win this tournament if you guys did that. I'm not even in this tournament.
I would
Probably
say
replay.
like do like a rematch, like maybe off stream or something. I don't know. Like I couldn't decide a winner from those. Like I couldn't say like, oh, this person was a minute ahead when it happened, so they win. It's like unfair ruling.
Okay. Because I was wondering about that. I was like, that's my only hope now because I already pressed Alt F4.
Double forfeit is no winner according to Cyclone, but also,
Well,
he also
but-
says on-stream rematch would work. So, hey,
Yeah.
But fortunately, I did not soft lock in finale. It actually went pretty well thanks to Woofer ZFG's brand new exit slides tutorial.
Yeah, check that out.
He has a tutorial.
YouTube.com/I ate your pie.
Let's subscribe.
man, the pie memes even show up here.
Show up all over Twitch, dude.
Fair enough.
He's Twitch dad. Alright, well, I'm gonna get out of here. I woke up like right before the race, so I'm hungry.
Jeez. But yeah, congratulations to both runners. I hope you guys keep up the good work for the next round. Don't forget your yarn.
Heck yeah! I'm gonna lab the actual strat this time instead of making up my own strats because I'm a dingus.
Don't wear sunglasses next time. They make it so you can't see.
Yeah, I couldn't see the yarn, dude.
There we go. I'll accept that excuse.
Peace.
But thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tournament, and we'll see you tomorrow.
See you guys later.